I'm sure many of us know someone, if not you, who's felt uncomfortable talking about religion and money or just have feelings of shame or guilt about it. Welcome to Yahweh's Money, a podcast where we discuss the crossroads or intersections of religion and money. We're going to go deep into topics like tithing and saving and debt and so much more from the religious view. I'm your host, Shay Cook, CEO and founder, Crusaders for Change, LLC, and our co-host is Vanessa McNelly, one of our financial counselor, coach, educators. Let's talk about God and money. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Yahweh's Money. I'm Shay. Hi, Vanessa is another one of our hosts.
Hi, Shay.
How are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm ready for holidays and New Year's and all that fun stuff.
I know, it's crazy. It's just
It
creeping
really
up
is.
on us. It's
I
here, it's here.
know.
And the weather in Maryland is crazy right now. One day it's 70, next day it's 50, it's raining. It's like, dude, you're so menopausal, Mother Nature.
I know. I'm sad some days because I'm like, ooh, I want to wear a cute sweater. And then you walk
Yeah,
outside and it's like, nope, can't do that today.
can't
So,
do that today. No, you can't. Well, for some people, this time of year is not exciting, and I know as I've shared, my family likes to call me Scrooge and Squidward because even though I was born in December, I'm not always that happy about this time of year. It's just, it can be a heavy hearted time. It's not even because I've lost family members during this time. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not the cheery person some people are, right? And one of the things we always encourage clients to have when it comes to their finances is to have a plan around this time of year because, whether it's budgeting for your money or saving for a financial goal, a plan is a roadmap to get you through whatever you're trying to accomplish. And the same goes for getting through the holidays, especially this time of year. Not, like I said, doesn't bring all of us joy or cheer. And whether you lost someone, you feel lonely, maybe you had a recent breakup, or whether the festivities of the season make you feel stressed, like a grumpy Scrooge or out of place, we're going to give you some steps in the form of a survival guide to get through all of this. So this topic is one that I know I can relate to. And I don't know, Vanessa, you're a pretty cheery person. How you
uh,
feeling about this time of
So,
year?
yeah, this is a hard year or part of the year for me too. My
Mm-hmm.
mom died 3 days after Thanksgiving
I'm so
4 years
sorry.
ago.
Yeah.
And, we had our last Thanksgiving with her in the hospital. So
Mm.
it's like since then, yeah, it's just hard. It's just hard.
Yeah.
So, you get through it, you move on. But yeah, November is just not a happy month for me anymore.
Mm.
I think eventually it gets easier, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where you get through it, you move on, and you're ready for the next month to
Yeah.
be here and be done with things. But yeah, it is. It's different, and until you go through losing a parent, you don't understand how different it is going to
No,
be.
don't.
But we all have our things and we all have our reasons, and some people don't have anybody to be with during
True.
these times, and that's a
Exactly.
whole other thing in itself. Or they've had some kind of trauma that's happened or some kind of
Mm-hmm.
stressor. So yeah, there's lots of reasons that this isn't the happiest of seasons.
Yeah. And some people, like, I know even in the work industry, they're preparing for end of year stuff and it's just a crazy time of the
Exactly.
year.
Hmm.
And then, or you have like a continuing resolution or a government shutdown maybe pending or
Right.
whatever the
Yeah.
reason may go on. People can't really fully enjoy this time of year
No.
because of their job or, like you said,
Hmm.
trauma or a family, somebody passed away or you're lonely. I mean,
Hmm.
and then it's, the weather changes and this time, this part of the world, in some other parts right now it's summer, but in here, in
Right.
America, it's starting to get colder, not as much sun. They're still doing that crazy daylight savings time, which makes no sense to me.
Right.
It's so old in school, and it's like, dude, it's dark outside. It's 4 o'clock. Like, oh
Hmm.
my god. So missing that sun and that vitamin D can be all of that can
Yeah.
play into why, and many reasons why, many more reasons why this might be just a very low
Right.
Scroogey kind of time of year, But
Yeah.
in the word, it says in Isaiah 41:10, so do not fear, for I am with you.
Hmm.
Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, and I will uphold you with your righteous right hand. So, with my righteous right hand, per God would say. And so, I mean, this is a time you should always call on God if you believe, right? If you're a
Yeah.
believer, but God will get you through these kind of times, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think when you do that, it puts you in a different headspace too.
Mm,
so you're able to receive,
Yeah.
the goodness that can come, and you're
Mm-hmm.
open to having new experiences and new things. And I think that's a huge way to get through it is, kind of throw away the old. That was wonderful. It was great. But there can be something new and something good if you're open
Mm-hmm.
to it and, you ask God for guidance and help.
Exactly. And knowing after you lose someone, and I don't know if this applies to you, but the
Hmm.
spirit is always with you, right? Your
Hmm.
mom is still in your core and your DNA, and
Yeah.
just knowing that they're watching out for us and
Hmm.
and now as an added ancestor,
Hmm.
they're always there with you. Yeah, it's better to
Yeah.
have them in the physical, but to remember that love. And I know I was watching The View with Tyler Perry. He has a new uh, documentary coming out, and he was talking about they were talking about his mom and how
Hmm.
the lady said, one of the hosts said, we got to meet your mom during this documentary. And Tyler Perry
Hmm.
broke down, and for like minutes on, he was just like, I'm sorry, I just can't. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. He did a way better job at just under trying to express how he was feeling
Hmm.
about how, wow, you got to meet my mom through
Hmm.
this. And
Yeah.
he was just crying, and he's just like, I don't even think that was his intended reason for the documentary. He wanted to share
Yeah.
his story,
Yeah.
right? But they got to meet his
Uh-huh.
mom through this story. And I know I have seen Yvonne through you. Your love, like, because Richard, he's a whole nother story. So,
Agree completely. Uh,
and we thank God, even though we love Richard too, we thank God Yvonne's spirit is with you. Uh, so I've got to meet her through you and your graciousness and your kindness and your joy and your cheer. And so, I mean, to honor these people that are not here, but the spirit is still alive,
yeah.
is beautiful. And so, first of all, thanks, Yvonne. We love you. And, yeah. And so, but being able to meet her through you is beautiful. So when Tyler Perry was sharing that, I was like, oh my God, we don't know who we meet through people. It's not always just
I
Vanessa or
know.
Shay. Our
Yeah.
ancestors, our spirits are more
Mm-hmm.
than, I would say, even more
Mm-hmm.
than the Holy Spirit, which we really should be sharing, which really should be on fire. But
Mm-hmm.
it's the people that gave us life, the people
Right.
that shared their whatever with us, and their hearts with us, and that we're able to show them through us and by the way
Mm-hmm.
we act. And
Yeah.
so I would say that's something that would get us through this time, is those spirits that are with
Yeah.
us.
Exactly. Exactly. And talking about Tyler Perry. So I live outside of Atlanta,
Oh
and
yeah.
I had an opportunity to work on the Have and the Have Nots for a
Oh wow.
show. And he is an amazing man, just so you know.
Oh.
Just in general, he's just he has it going on. And I think
Yeah,
he takes care of his people,
he
and that's the other
does.
thing about it. He makes an effort, and I wouldn't think anything less of him and his mother. I'm sure he got that from her.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's freaking awesome.
he really is.
But it's so true to like think about things now, because I think about things in my life and I'm like, my mom has never been to this house. My mom has never
Mm,
been, she has not seen me with my current boyfriend. She's,
mm-hmm.
my mom knew me as married. Like she didn't
Mm,
know any different than that. So
mm-hmm.
it's hard to think about the changes and how you move on and they're not part of that physically anymore. But you're right; they do move on with you, and hopefully you can do things and see things through their heart and their spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a hard time of year for a lot of people because of those reasons.
It really is.
Yeah.
And even though this is a dark point, but we're going to share and we're going to bring some light to it, because
Hmm.
a study published in the Journey of Social Science and Medicine found that more people die in emergency rooms on Christmas Day and New Year's Day than any other time of the year. That is
Yeah.
freaking crazy. And they're probably dying alone.
Exactly.
So it's so
Exactly.
sad, and this is where you got to love on your family and friends, because you don't know if today or
Hmm.
tomorrow is promised. We don't know if the next
Hmm.
hour is promised. Let's be real. And so
Exactly.
around this time of the year, you know that people are dying more and by themselves or in emergency rooms on these special days.
Yeah.
You should definitely be just loving, loving, loving on those family and friends,
Exactly.
because you never know.
Exactly.
You never know.
Yeah, and the older man who lives down the street by himself.
Oh,
Remember him.
God.
Remember
Yes.
him.
Remember him.
Yeah. So I saw something the other day that said to survive, we need 4 hugs a day. Like
Oh,
to
wow.
survive, to thrive, we need 8 hugs a day. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, I don't get 8 hugs a
I
day.
don't either.
I don't get 4 hugs a day. You
I
know,
feel so sad.
I That wasn't my intent. I'm sending you a
In a
virtual
funny
hug,
way,
Shay.
but
Shay, I'm sending you a virtual hug. Here we go. Boom. Put your arms around yourself and just squeeze. There you go. But yeah, so 8 hugs a day to
oh my God.
thrive. And I was like, I don't know anybody these days who gets eight
That's why the
hugs a
world is
day.
is
Right?
crumbling because they're not
Exactly.
getting enough hugs and they're
Exactly.
not laughing and
Yeah.
smiling enough. I
Right?
mean, come on,
Right.
man. Oh
And
my
that's why
God.
there is such a profession as a professional cuddler,
Oh
that you can
wow.
hire people to come and like cuddle.
I hug people when I'm out
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
like at meetings, and I can see some people are like,
Right.
but I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm open. I love
Yep.
hugs. Like,
Yep.
okay, at
Exactly.
AFCP and its symposium, especially
Yeah.
these 8 hugs a day, Adriana, Eleanor, and Vanessa.
We're going to start the day with a hug fest. That's what we're going to do. Oh, it's get so weird so quick. So weird so quick.
I love that statistic though,
Oh my
man. I'm
goodness.
gonna write
Yeah.
that down. So
Yeah.
4 hugs
Uh-huh.
is to what?
Survive.
Survive. Oh
And
God. And
8
then 8 hugs
hugs
to
to thrive.
thrive. I love that. I'm gonna
Mhm.
text that to everybody in my
Mhm.
family.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
That was
amazing.
I know.
Wow.
But yeah, but it's like when you think about that, you think about all these people who don't have any personal interactions.
Hmm.
It's so sad. Like it is so so sad. So yeah, this is the time of year to really think about those people and
Yeah,
try to include them.
exactly.
Like it may not be like what you're used to, but
Hmm.
include these people and they
Include
will
these
be
people.
so thankful for that. I mean, we've done
Yeah.
that the last few years. We've just
Hmm.
invited like our last Christmas party, we invited a bunch of widows that lived near my
Oh,
grandfather.
wow.
We had the best party, the
I'm
best
sure.
day. I mean, it was so fun and they were
Mm,
so filled with joy and happiness.
yeah.
And they went home and they had something to smile about,
Oh God,
And it
that's
was
so
like they all
amazing.
went home with a present and extra
Yeah.
food and it was my family loved it. Like we
Hmm.
had such a great day, and obviously I'm still talking about it
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
But yeah, but remember that you can include people, and it's not weird or difficult or
Hmm.
different. They are just going to be happy to be there and be invited,
Exactly.
and not be sitting at home by themselves.
And see, this all is free. If we go back to the money
Exactly.
part, as financial counselors, we're
Exactly.
always trying to find a way to save money. All of
Mm-hmm.
a hug is free.
A hug is free.
Oh my God. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I love that. So here are some steps that we will want to or we want to break down to get you through the holiday season. So one is reframing your expectations. The holidays are often portrayed as a time of joy and togetherness, but this isn't the case as we've discussed with everyone. So try to
Mm-mm.
let go of any expectations about how the holidays should be and focus on what you can do to make them more enjoyable for yourself and others, I would add. And add a couple hugs in there, people. At least eight. At
Exactly.
least eight. I would say try
Right.
to maximize that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and if you're feeling this way because of a loss, whether it's a
mm,
divorce or just being far away or whatever it is, you don't have to have the same expectations. It's not going to be the same. So
mm-hmm,
create something new.
exactly.
That's what we did, because it's like we're not going to have the same holidays we had when we had my grandmother and my mom,
Yeah.
but we can have something new and something
Mm-hmm.
good,
Mm-hmm.
and then that doesn't really taint those memories because it's not
Exactly. You don't have to
oh,
compete
it's
with
not
them.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, because it's
Yeah.
something new and different.
Exactly. And as we keep saying, through the hugs and everything, connect with
Hmm.
others, reach out to friends and family members, or consider volunteering in a local
Yep.
charity. Helping others can be a great way to lift your spirits and
Yep.
feel more connected to your community. I know am a
Hmm.
volunteer at heart, I'm a servant at heart, and I just love
Hmm.
being around people, even though I also love being by myself. So, too,
Hmm.
and working from home and all that good stuff. But being around people and laughing with people and something I like to
Hmm.
just observe people. I don't even have to talk. I'll just smile at people and
Hmm.
just being in the energy of people,
Yeah.
surrounded by
Yeah.
positive energy, of course. But
Yeah.
that is connecting with others is powerful and also free.
Very free. Even a text
Yes.
message can be, I got one this morning of all times and all places, from a friend of mine that we were good friends like 15 years ago when we lived in Germany. And
Mm-hmm.
she lost her mom the same month I did, but a year
Oh
later.
wow.
And she was just checking in and telling me how thankful she was for the times that we've had together and just knowing that I'm always there if she needs me.
Mm.
And I was like, I needed to hear that today.
Yeah.
I needed that connection with her, and I
Mm-hmm.
wrote her something back because, it's hard for a lot of us. But it was so nice that she remembered to check in and just
Yeah.
being conscious of that. So, yeah, it doesn't
That's a
have to
God
even be
moment. That's a
right.
God
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
That's God
definitely.
telling his child to check in on another child. That
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing but
Exactly.
God, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
out of the blue. Like, we
Out of the
need
blue.
and to embrace and be grateful for those God moments. A simple text, a
Definitely.
simple call, a
Mm-hmm.
simple letter, a simple thank you
Mm-hmm.
card, whatever. Like, that's why I try, like, when
Yeah.
I sent you guys, your packages with your shirts and stuff. Like, I just want to, I
Mm-hmm.
always feel like whatever I send to people, I want to put a thank you in there, because I just want people to know I love them and that I'm
Yeah.
thankful for them. And again, the card might have cost $2, but the time and the writing was free.
Right. And it's priceless, to be honest
Yeah,
with
it's
you.
priceless.
Those
Yeah,
things are priceless. So just remember, it doesn't even take a lot of effort to do
it
these
really
things, like
doesn't.
to connect
Yeah,
with people. It could be a text or a phone call, or just, there's so many things you can do that don't
yeah,
take much of your time that could mean the world to somebody else.
yeah,
Yeah, and that connection
exactly.
means everything.
And then I would think, I wouldn't say above all else, above all else is being connected with God, but taking care of yourself, making sure you're getting enough sleep, eating
Yes.
well, exercising regularly. These things can help you both physically and emotionally. I suck
Hmm.
at this right now. This is going to be, and this is maybe why this year,
Yeah.
especially, is hard for the holiday season. I am not where I want to be. I'm way heavier than I've ever been in
Hmm.
my life.
Hmm.
Like, I'm just not in a happy place when it comes to my
Yeah.
physical taking care of myself. But
Yeah.
I know God got me, and I know, like, I'm talking to him every day about, Lord, what do I
Hmm.
need to do to be more disciplined, to sacrifice the food and make sure
Right.
I exercise and meditate and have
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
so those things I do suck at. I'm just gonna be real. Like, it's hard when you're trying to grow a business and take care of family and take care of this and take care of that. You lose
Hmm.
yourself, especially as women. I hear this often, and it sucks, but women, we suck at taking care of ourselves.
We do. We are
And if we
always
do, we go
last.
from one extreme to the other. It's like trying to
Hmm.
find that balance is super hard. So I would add that that is super important, taking care of yourself during this time, especially because if you don't, you're going to get
Yeah.
depressed, you're going to get sad, you're going to get lonely, and then bad things will happen.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's okay to say no to things. It's
Hmm.
okay to not go to
Yeah.
certain things if you feel like it's not going to be in your best interest too,
Yeah.
because you do have to take care of you. I mean, like I was saying earlier, my dad is getting one holiday this year. He does not
Mm.
get Christmas and Thanksgiving because that is exhausting and draining for me. He is getting one, and the
Hmm.
other will be for me. And
Hmm.
it's taken a long time for me to be able to say these things out loud to
Mm.
people,
Hmm.
but it makes a difference. And nobody else is going to take care of you. Nobody
Nobody.
else is going to make you a priority if you are
Mm-mm.
not doing it either. So
Exactly.
make sure you are doing what is best for you. And it's okay to stay at home that day and watch movies and have a Stouffer's dinner or whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to look like it used to look, but you
Exactly.
don't need to sit at home and be depressed either.
Not at all. Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
that's the mindset you think you would be in, find something that works. But yeah, but giving back and going out and doing things, it can change everything for you.
You can change everything. And I know
Hmm.
I keep busy so I don't get into depression. But
Yeah.
that's not healthy either, because then I'm avoiding those
Hmm.
issues that I need to, continue to talk to my therapist about, talk to
Yeah.
God about, talk to myself about, forgive myself about, and all the
Hmm.
good things that help do the
Hmm.
work, as we've
Hmm.
talked about a lot this week.
Yeah.
Doing the work is very important. It's hard, it's necessary to get you to a good place. But, and, I mean, hopefully you
Hmm.
have, when in terms of money, your insurance covers that. We're here as financial counselors to
Yeah.
help you if it's a financial issue. But yeah, you just need to take care of yourself.
And
Yeah.
it's okay to talk to somebody about these things.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a stigma on that anymore, to
Exactly.
have these conversations. I mean, I talk to somebody all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it really helps just to get it out.
Yeah.
So if that's what you need, do it.
And journal. I mean, if you don't feel
Hmm.
comfortable talking to somebody yet, or you don't have the insurance for
Yep.
mental health provider, or you can't afford to come to Crusaders for Change, which I'm sure
Hmm.
we can make something happen for you, there is a call. You
Hmm.
can get a journal, and
Yeah.
just write it all out.
Yeah.
And I think that is really healthy too. I love to journal and just sometimes just I have a meditation app that's like it's free. It's a buy it app. It's
Yeah.
all in a Christian app,
Yeah.
but you can pay for different versions. And
Mm-hmm.
after each meditation, it has you do a journal. And I love
Yep.
that because then it asks you
Mm-hmm.
specific questions around the scripture, the meditation, what you're going through in life. And so being able to speak to that is like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I'm really struggling in this area or really grateful for this area,
Right.
whatever it is at the time. It really helps get that out. And so you
Mm-hmm.
can move forward.
Agree. Yeah,
Hmm.
and if there's a program called Give an Hour,
Yep.
and it's a wonderful program that if you give an hour somewhere else, you get a free hour of therapy.
Awesome.
So just remember that there are ways to do these
Mm-hmm.
things. But yeah, journaling's amazing.
Yeah.
I've written things down and then gone in the backyard on my fire pit and like
I've
burned it
heard
all
people
up
do
before
that.
too.
Yeah.
And it does. It really makes you feel so much better. You don't think
Hmm.
it's going to,
Yeah.
but oh my gosh, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I've heard that so many
Yeah.
times. Just write out a note or something or a
Mm-hmm.
journal and then burn it and you'll be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Also, creating new traditions. If you're feeling sad because you're missing old
Mm-hmm.
traditions or loved ones, like we already kind of talked, and who no longer with you, consider creating new traditions that you can look forward to each year. And we've already talked about this too, seeking professional help. If you're feeling
Yep.
overwhelmed or your sadness persists, consider taking or talking to a mental health professional. They can help develop coping strategies and provide support during this difficult time. So
Hmm.
it's very important.
Yeah. And those new traditions can be whatever you want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I do now is on my mom's birthday and then on Thanksgiving, I do like a random act of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something I think about ahead of time and I get excited for now because it's like I get to do something for my mom. Because in my mind,
Mm.
this is for Yvonne. This is
Oh,
something I'm doing for her because that's who
yeah.
she was. She was very, very giving and she would always give like, without anyone knowing that it was her, that
Oh
kind of thing.
well.
And it's such a fun thing to do now. And like on her birthday, I have friends that will send me text messages and say, "Hey, I just bought this guy a cup of coffee from your mom today," or
Oh, so you've
I.
spread it. It's spreading.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, that's beautiful.
exactly, exactly. And I post it on Facebook every year
Mm-hmm.
too about her birthday. But I do this for Thanksgiving and the day she
Mm-hmm.
passed away too. And it's so amazing the little things that get done and they make you smile throughout the day.
Yeah.
And I love that my friends text me now and tell me
Mm-hmm.
what they did. I mean, it could be as little as I went over to my neighbor's house and took him a piece of pie,
Yeah.
or I opened the door for a stranger who had
Mm-hmm.
boxes in their hands. It doesn't have to cost anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those little things add up and it brings some joy to a really sad day.
That is so good. I love that and how it's spreading. That's
Hmm.
amazing. More of us need to do that in this world. We need more of that positivity and that giving in the world. So, wow. So, one of the things that could have a negative impact is to disconnect and isolate. Yes, that is alert that if you're doing that,
Exactly.
watch out because this can affect your mental health and overall view of the
Hmm.
holiday. While it is important for you to have time or have your me time, you want to maintain a balance between spending time alone and connecting with others. So,
Right.
Proverbs 18:1 says, "Whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment." So if you're feeling disconnected, consider reaching out to friends and family members or volunteering at a local charity. Taking care of yourself by
Right.
getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, as we already discussed, and also make you feel better physically, emotionally, but also gets you out and about and away from that isolation and that disconnection, which can be really, it could be, I think, costly and deadly. I mean, some people
Hmm.
people commit suicide because
Hmm.
they're disconnected or they're feeling like they
Exactly.
can't overcome an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those things you have to be self-aware and you have
Mm-hmm.
to know kind of where you're at too. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us we don't catch it until it's too late.
Yeah.
We're in this really deep dark place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and it doesn't even have to be like, oh, I was invited to 4 Christmas parties or Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving or whatever, and I'm just not feeling it. It can be as
Mm-hmm.
simple as I have not left the house this week. I need to go somewhere. Go to church. Go to church on
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. You
Mm-hmm.
can sit in the back. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I did this with my dad when I was home last because he lives alone now. And the church that he goes to, they have a free dinner every Wednesday night.
Mm.
And you get to go and sit together. And I met so many people that day because I made them go with me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll come get him and bring him. And I'm like,
Oh,
that'd be
wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Because a lot of these people, this is their family and their life. And, a lot of people are retired and they look for things to do. So it can help kind of add to your village
Mm-hmm.
and help you stay connected too, even with new relationships like that.
Exactly. I mean, and that's beautiful. I remember you said what was the vegetable soup and
Oh,
the
yeah. We
grilled
had
cheese.
vegetable soup and grilled cheese. And my dad was super impressed too, which was
Oh,
kind of cute. Yeah. Yeah. But it
I
was
love
so
that.
nice, and we
Yeah.
went, and he met like three or four people that he had known his whole life that he doesn't see on Sunday nights when he
Oh,
goes.
wow.
So, yeah, so it was such a great thing. And people sat down and they just listened to him talk for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
which is hard to
I'm sure
do
he
with
loved
Papa
that.
Rick. Oh my gosh, he loved it so much. And I'm like, see, this
Yeah.
could be so good for him and for other people
Yeah.
too.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, research shows that people who practice gratitude tend to be optimistic and happier and have a positive effect on their mental health. And perhaps, like
Hmm.
we've talked about journaling, starting a gratitude journal at the end of the day or the start of the day with something you're grateful
Hmm.
for, it really does make a difference. So, in 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18, rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So God wants us to be rejoicing, to be happy, to be joyful, and to just rely on him during the dark times, because the dark times
Yeah,
are going to come. It's not it's life. As
exactly.
human beings, it's not always light. So,
Hmm.
but light is always after the darkness. So, any
Hmm.
final thoughts?
Yeah, I would just say remember that there can be joy in the bad times, because joy
Mm,
and happiness are two different things completely.
yeah,
But
exactly.
you can find those joyful moments and memories and thoughts in the dark. You can. It's there, and it will get you through that. And rely on
Hmm.
everybody else that you know, because they're there to help you. People are going to be
Exactly.
there if you tell them what you need.
Exactly. And I would add in, even though this is a podcast on religion and money, we didn't talk a lot about money today in this episode, but
Hmm.
money is usually always an issue in a lot of these things. Why people isolate themselves, why
Right.
people disconnect, it's because usually or sometimes a money issue. So, at Crusaders for Change, we're here to help you with that. But number one, God is here to support you through that. And
Hmm.
like Vanessa's saying, even if your money issue is having you in a dark place, seek help from God if you're a believer, and or not. Try out God even if you're not a believer. Try him out for a minute. I'm telling you, you're never gonna look back. But if not, Crusaders for Change is here, or somebody in your circle is here to help you. So thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to follow us wherever podcasts are found. And remember, it's always better Yahweh's way. Thank you for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the crossroads of religion and money. Also, we would love to hear your feedback on today's episode. So please leave us a review or just tell us what's on your mind. And remember to follow our podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions of topics for us to discuss, please email us at yahweh@crusaders4change.org. To hear all of Yahweh's Money latest episodes, please visit us at www.crusaders4change.org or wherever podcasts are found. God bless.